Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and this is Hadley. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button. Also click that bell if you haven't already. That will just notify you of any upcoming videos that we have coming out. So today's video is going to be how I have increased my breast milk supply, and I'm going to start by just giving you the story of why I needed to do this. So Hadley was born 3 weeks ago today, and I have breastfed all of my babies, and so I had planned to breastfeed her as well. And when she was first born, she latched right away within minutes of being born, and she did really good. And so when we came home, she continued to breastfeed, and when we went to her doctor's appointments, she had lost weight, which that's totally normal. Almost all babies lose weight right after birth, but they don't like them to lose more than 10% of their total weight or their birth weight. And Hadley was born 8 pounds 2 ounces, and within the first week she got down to 6 pounds 13 ounces, and the doctors or the pediatricians were like, you are gonna have to start bottle feeding her, whether that's your breast milk or formula or both. They didn't really have a preference or tell me one way or the other what to do. They kind of let that be up to me, but they're saying she's losing too much weight. You have milk, but she's not getting it out, and so you need to pump and bottle feed it to her. And that was a lot of work, because just breastfeeding a baby takes a lot of time in itself, but then when you have to pump first and then do the bottle feed, it's like double feeding. It's a lot of work, but whatever I had to do to make sure that she was gaining weight, of course I was gonna do it. So I noticed that my milk supply was not enough to feed her, and the way that I knew that was because I was pumping every 2 to 3 hours like the pediatrician had said. We also talked to a lactation consultant, and we started a log, and I would record the time that I was pumping and how much I pumped each time. And I am and was using a double electric hospital grade pump that is rented from the hospital, and so it's really efficient. And that first week, because she was not nursing efficiently, it signaled my body that she didn't need all the milk that my body was making, because you make milk on a supply and demand basis. So because she wasn't getting it all out, my body was like, okay, we don't need to make all this milk. So that's how I got on this journey to increasing my milk supply. So I had shared a picture on Instagram, and people asked, what am I using and doing and taking to get the results that I'm getting? So I went from having to supplement 1 of every 3 feeds with formula to now having like an extra 30 ounces a day stocked up in the fridge for her, which is a lot, because right now she's only eating about 20 ounces a day. I'm just gonna go ahead and share the things that I've done and the products that I'm using with you guys, and it won't be in any specific or certain order, and I'm doing all of these combined every single day. So the first thing that I'm just gonna say is water. Drink lots of water. That's a very easy basic one, but I am doing that, so of course I'm gonna tell you. I don't log or track how much water I'm drinking. I just try and be really intentional with, if I'm thirsty, grabbing water first, and always having bottled water on hand. And that is just the best way for me to get my water in, is with bottled waters. And the other thing is Gatorade. I used Gatorade to increase my milk with my last baby, and I would just drink 1 12-ounce bottle of Gatorade a day, and I noticed that that did give me like a boost in my breast milk supply. So I had stocked up on that even before I had Hadley. I went to Costco and bought a case of Gatorade, and so I drank 1 of those a day in addition to all the water that I drink. And then in regards to supplements, I've been taking 1,500 milligrams of fenugreek, and there's lots of different forms of fenugreek. I take it in a capsule form. I'll have a picture up in the corner of the brand and bottle specifically that I'm using. And I just take 3 of those capsules 1 time a day. It's really easy to just remember to take 3 1 time a day. Usually the first time I wake up and come into the kitchen, I have them next to the coffee maker and I just grab the bottle and I'll take 3 and I've got that in for the day. One of the other things that I'm doing is drinking mother's milk tea, and I had never bought this or used it before, but I have actually really enjoyed it. I bought it for the purpose of increasing my supply, but I normally drink 1 Starbucks every single day. It's just my 1 coffee a day. I don't drink coffee all day or anything like that. But for the last week or so, I haven't even been going to get my Starbucks because I enjoy this tea so much. And I just steep it in a 12-ounce cup and let it sit for about 15 minutes so that it gets pretty strong. And then I add a splash of vanilla creamer to it. And I will do that like 2 to 4 times throughout the day, just whenever a hot cup of tea sounds good. And I actually really enjoy the taste of it. Even if it gets cold, I like it. So that's the other thing that I'm using. Another thing that I do, not every single day, but I would say 4 to 5 days out of the week, so almost every single day, is I make a green smoothie. I actually have one right here that I'm working on. My kids even enjoy these, but it is full of things that are really good for your milk supply, including spinach and flaxseed, and it tastes really good. The other thing that I use as the base is V8 Fusion Strawberry Banana Blend, and this is something, if you go and Google how to increase your milk supply or V8 Fusion, you will see tons of nursing moms reviews on how they used V8 Fusion to increase their milk supply. And I had never heard that before, but I was like, it's worth a shot. And I definitely think it helps. I don't know if you just use that by itself, if it would help, but for me, in combination with the other things that I have mentioned, it is helping. So I thought that I would throw that in there. It's the V8 Fusion. The other thing is steel cut oats. Oats are really good for increasing your breast milk supply, and lots of people will make oatmeal for breakfast or lactation bars. There's lots of different ways that you can get the oats in, but it's not supposed to be the instant oats. It's supposed to be like the steel cut oats. So I just buy them in bulk at the health food section. The other thing is eating healthy fats, and I love avocado, so I've been eating 1 whole avocado a day, sometimes an avocado and a half. I love avocado, so it's not like hard for me to get an avocado in every day. I'll have it on salads or sandwiches, or just diced up like on a plate with some meat or something like that. The last thing that I am using is brewer's yeast, and I picked this up at the health food store. You can use this on cereals or yogurts, or you can bake with it. It's a really popular choice for increasing breast milk supply. That's why some people will say drink a beer. I don't drink beer, and so I just bought the brewer's yeast, and I think it's working. But I do know that altogether, all of these things that I just mentioned are what is helping me to produce so much milk. And I also am pumping about every 3 to 4 hours. And so what I do now that Hadley is almost back to her birth weight is I will, whenever she's hungry, I will first nurse her on both sides, and then when she's done, I will go and pump and then store whatever I have pumped in the fridge or the freezer. And then the next time that I breastfeed her, when she's done breastfeeding, I will give her a bottle of 1 to 2 ounces of breast milk, just to make sure, because breastfeeding I can't see what she's getting, and because she's not all the way back to her birth weight, I want to make sure that she is getting enough. So if that makes sense, when I bottle feed her the breast milk, I can know, you know, that she's getting this much in, and I multiply that by how many bottles a day I give her, and I know that she's getting that times all the nursing time that she does during the day. If you guys have any questions about our journey so far, or my experience, or the products that I'm using, go ahead and leave a question down below. And I just want to encourage all of you that if you are breastfeeding or planning to breastfeed, know that yes, it is natural, but it's not easy for everyone. And it has been a lot of hard work and dedication. Anyway, so that is how I have increased my breast milk supply. If this video is helpful for you, give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a easy, bye.